The music hadn't even reached the chorus yet, and the camera suddenly found Zhao Lusi in tears. One voice, one song, one stage at the China 2026 Gala, and an entire fandom felt their hearts collapse at the same time. The lights dimmed slowly across the vast hall of the China Audiovisual Internet Gala 2026. A soft hush swept through the audience, as if everyone instinctively knew something unforgettable was about to happen. Then, Liu Yuning stepped forward. No dramatic gestures. No grand announcement. Just a man, standing still, holding a microphone, about to reopen an emotional wound millions of fans thought had already healed. The first note of Feng Yue, the OST of The Prisoner of Beauty, floated through the air. And suddenly, time felt suspended. For fans of the drama, this song was never just background music. It carried memories of sacrifice, longing, and love that could never be fully claimed. Every lyric echoed scenes etched deep into the hearts of viewers worldwide. As Liu Yuning's voice grew steadier and deeper, the stage transformed. Behind him, massive screens replayed some of the most painful and beautiful moments from The Prisoner of Beauty. Silent glances, tearful goodbyes, love restrained by fate. It was no longer a performance, it was a resurrection of the story. And somewhere among the guests, Zhao Lusi was watching. Liu Yuning's voice has always been described as raw, wounded, and honest. But that night, it felt different. There was a quiet restraint in his delivery, as if he were carefully holding back emotions that threatened to spill over. Each line of the song felt heavier than the last. Not louder, but deeper. The kind of depth that doesn't demand attention, yet pulls you in against your will. The camera slowly panned across the audience. Actors, directors, industry veterans. Many were visibly moved. Some lowered their gaze. Some pressed their lips together, fighting emotion. Then the lens landed on Zhao Lusi. Her expression wasn't dramatic. There was no attempt to hide what she felt. Her eyes shimmered, glassy under the soft lights, as tears quietly traced their way down her face. This wasn't staged. This wasn't performance. This was memory colliding with music. In that moment, Zhao Lusi wasn't a celebrity attending a gala. She was a woman reliving the emotional weight of a story she once embodied with her entire heart. As the song moved closer to its climax, something subtle, but devastating, happened. Liu Yuning didn't raise his voice. He didn't push the note higher. Instead, he softened it. And that choice changed everything. His eyes slowly closed, as if the lyrics were no longer meant for the audience, but for memories only he could see. There was a faint tremor in his voice, not enough to break, but enough to expose vulnerability. The kind of vulnerability that cannot be rehearsed. The lyrics of Feng Yue speak of love restrained by fate, of emotions sealed behind duty, of hearts that continue to ache long after separation. In that moment, those words stopped being poetic metaphors. They became lived experience. The camera cut back to Zhao Lusi. Her shoulders remained still, but her eyes told a different story. Tears gathered again, this time faster, heavier. She didn't wipe them away immediately. She let them fall. Fans would later describe this moment as unbearable, not because it was sad, but because it was true. True to the story. True to the characters. True to the emotional bond the drama created with its audience. Across social platforms, viewers replayed that exact section of the performance. Not the high note. Not the applause. But the silence between lyrics, the pause where emotion spoke louder than sound. What unfolded on that stage was not spectacle. It was emotional resonance. There were no scripted interactions, no exaggerated reactions, no deliberate attempts to create a viral moment. Yet everything about the performance felt intimate, almost private. Liu Yuning sang as if he was carrying the collective memory of everyone who had loved The Prisoner of Beauty. Every restrained breath felt intentional. Every softened note felt like an acknowledgement of shared pain. Zhao Lusi, seated among the guests, wasn't reacting as a celebrity under the spotlight. She was responding as someone who understood the weight of that song from the inside out. Someone who had once lived within that story, who knew exactly where every lyric led. Industry observers later noted that the power of this stage lay in its restraint. No dramatic camera tricks. No overdone effects. Just music, memory, and emotion allowed to exist without explanation. When the final note faded, the hall did not erupt immediately. There was a brief, almost sacred pause. Applause followed, but gently, respectfully, as if no one wanted to disturb what had just passed through the room. The China Audio-Visual Internet Gala 2026 will be remembered for many performances. But this one will be remembered for how it felt. One voice revisited a song that once defined heartbreak and beauty for millions. One actress allowed herself to feel, openly, honestly, without hiding behind composure. And an audience around the world recognized themselves in that moment. This was not about headlines. Not about narratives created after the fact. It was about emotional truth, shared, unspoken, and deeply human. For fans of The Prisoner of Beauty, this performance became more than a fan cam. It became a reminder of why stories matter, why music lingers, why certain emotions return the moment a familiar melody begins. If you found yourself holding your breath while watching, if your chest tightened without warning, that wasn't coincidence. Some songs don't end when the music stops. They wait, quietly, until the right moment to remind us of everything we once felt.